Jennifer, here we are, almost 2 months into the new year. A lot of people have tried a new diet. Not everyone has been successful, as you know. So are you looking for a new one? This week's Doctor on Call, TriHealth dietitian Diane Dew joins us to break down the different options out there. We hear about keto. We hear a lot about intermittent fasting. I know people who've had success with this, the gluten-free. And I get it. It's whatever works for that person.
That's correct, but it's kind of like the Wild West out there with diets. And new ones are popping up every day. So what's the consumer to do? The first question as a dietitian I have for people is, what is the reason for the diet? Do they want to lose weight, or do they just want to modify a nutrient? So that's number one, going to drive the diet. But some of the most common diets that I hear out there would be the keto, would be a vegan diet, Mediterranean. We see so many of these different types of diets. The celiac disease, gluten-free diet. So a couple words on a few of those. The keto diet, people have to eliminate an entire food group, several food groups actually, so they can't eat any carbohydrates. And when they do that, they change their fuel burning system within their body from carbohydrates to fat. So it's kind of like a switch that people flip on and it can be flipped back off again. So you can't eat any carbs. So no chocolate, no vegetables, no fruits, no grains, no anything in that category. So as a dietitian, we don't like to recommend anybody avoid entire food groups.
Right. At least not long term.
Correct.
Sure.
Correct. Sometimes there is a medical necessity for it, and it can be very effective short term. But a diet usually implies something that you start and you stop. And as a dietitian, we like to encourage lifestyle.
So the Mediterranean, I read in Oprah magazine, so it must be true, that is the diet that is being recommended, that general lifestyle of eating that Mediterranean way for improving your mood. And I believe that, because when I eat that way, you can ask Jennifer, I'm much easier to deal with.
You do. You feel better. And the hallmark of the Mediterranean diet is eating a lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of fruit. You eat lean meat, you have fish, you have nuts, and all those are sound foods in the diet.
Filling.
Very filling. People sometimes say to me, well, I can't eat that much food. And they're used to eating very calorically dense foods and getting their calories in a smaller amount. So you actually can eat more food if you're following a Mediterranean or a DASH diet. That's another popular diet that comes along very similar to the Mediterranean diet.
I warned her I could talk to her for hours, but I'm getting the wrap. Thank you so much for coming in from TriHealth today and talking a little bit about this, and hopefully people will find what works for them short and long term for good lifestyle.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Remember, the answers you hear from our TriHealth experts are just a good place to start, not a replacement for advice from your doctor. And send us your medical question. You might get it answered live on the air next Tuesday. Just look for the link at wcpo.com/doconcall to submit your question. We'll answer one every Tuesday. A look out over the city.